Hello, Aries, and welcome to your April 2020 Intuitive Energy Forecast. My name is Lyle. This is my channel here on YouTube, and I can be found on social media at Wisdom of the Heart. And my website is lisalyle.com. So happy birthday, Aries! Welcome to your season of rebirth. And what a season it's going to be. It is really starting off for all of us, for the collective of humanity, with an opportunity to reset, to realign with what it is that we would truly like to be doing in this lifetime. And I really feel like you're being given an opportunity, as we all are, to rest and reflect on what in your life resonates and is working with you, and what is you're ready to release and let go of. So we're just going to get right into it, and I'm going to start with the Keepers of Light Oracle by Kyle Gray and see which keeper. Oh, this is so beautiful. Kuan Yin, Care and Compassion, and she came out recently for an intuitive energy update I did, which can be found on this channel. And so what I feel is being asked of you, Aries, many of you are the first sign of the zodiac. You are a fixed fire sign, and this time can really be quite an intense time for you. So I feel that as we move through April, you are going to be reminded time and again to come back to that gentle place within. And know that Kuan Yin is walking with you, and Kuan Yin is the Bodhisattva of compassion. And she really teaches about compassion for the self. So not sitting around and bemoaning life and berating and beating yourself up for how you're feeling, what is, say, in the past, or, just what I'm really feeling that this month for you, Aries, is really about coming home to your own personal center, not getting caught up in much outside of yourself. And Kuan Yin will really support you and teach you, if you're willing to work with her and call on her energy. She's really seeking to support you in walking the compassionate path of your heart. And I feel that self-care is going to be incredibly important for you this month. So really doing what you need to do in order to feel centered and grounded in each moment. And because things are rapidly changing for all of us, and these rapid changes are happening minute to minute, really, day by day. So with Kuan Yin here, she's asking you to choose to be love. And that's really important if you're feeling, if you're feeling something that may not feel like love, if you're feeling anxious or fearful, you're feeling unsettled, perhaps you're feeling isolated and alone. She's guiding you back to your source essence, which is that of pure, unconditional love. And you have a choice. You always have a choice. You can choose to, remain anxious and agitated and all of this, or you can choose to come back to your point of personal power, which is within each and every breath. And with each and every breath, to be breathing in the love that you are and come back to that peace that eternally resides within your beautiful heart. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand, and this too, because there is the tendency with Aries to be rather egocentric and self-serving, and no offense intended when I say that. And so if you are feeling really wrapped up in yourself, reach out to family members or friends, or see if there is somewhere in the community where you can offer your help and lend a helping hand to someone who may be, in a more dire situation than you personally are. And that's the easiest way to get out of our heads and into our hearts, is through service, and to really support those who may not have the ability to, you know, repay us. And perhaps the only exchange we need is, you know, a smile and a thank you, and that feeling that we get inside when we are helping others. So Kuan Yin encourages you to be kind and gentle with yourself this month, practice self-care, and reach out to a neighbor, reach out to a friend, reach out to, you know, your family or your community, and see how you can be of service, which is really, the more you're of service to others, the more you're actually supporting your spiritual essence. So I love that, and I love Kuan Yin. I'm also feeling like perhaps some of you are being encouraged to bring some flowers and plants into your home. I'm seeing flowers, like fresh cut flowers, carnations, roses, yeah, whatever that may be. And this is next out from the Blue Angel Oracle. We have Luna Rosa, and Luna Rosa speaks about emotional healing, and it's a master number 22. And so what's really interesting is we have Chiron, the wounded healer, in your sign, and Chiron will be in Aries for 7 or 8 years. It's already been there for a year. So this is all about, and depending how old you are, if you're somewhere around my vintage, born somewhere in the late 60s through the mid 70s, this is where Chiron was at the time of your birth. And so this is an opportunity for a brand new beginning. It's almost like growing up. This is an opportunity for really taking responsibility for how you feel, for your emotions. And so if you are someone who tends to feel overly agitated and angry and has these, you know, great big outbursts, that's always an indication that there is an underlying pain, unresolved, unhealed pain. And so I feel April really is challenging you and encouraging you, not challenging you, because we have Kuan Yin here, who is so gentle and compassionate. She's like the epitome of the divine feminine, the divine mother energy. And so you're really being encouraged this month to take a look at yourself and take responsibility for how you feel, what you do, what you say, the choices you make, all of that, because it's all your responsibility. And what's even more important is that you get to the root of that pain that you maybe have been holding on to for far too long. It's really time to just see everything you need to see, feel everything that you need to feel without judgment, with compassion and care, and allow yourself to move through the healing process. Because in order to heal truly, we need to feel, release, and then we heal. So we have to go through that process. We can't just say, oh, okay, well, that was you know, back there in my past, it's over and done, and carry on. Well, if you're still not, you know, really happy and content in your life, and still agitated and irritated, and you know, are placing responsibility for the way that you feel on outside circumstances, there's still a lot of growth potential and opportunity for you. And it really begins for you this month in your birth season. So this is really beautiful. What else am I feeling with this when I connect with this? Time around water, large bodies of water. If you have the opportunity to go swimming in some salt water, do that. Making sure you're hydrating yourself enough, because in order to release, when we're talking about emotions being stored in the physical body, they're stored down there in that sacral chakra, so the space between our hips. And the element of this energy center is water. And so when we are resisting acknowledging our emotions or our feelings, particularly if it's like deeply buried emotional pain, when we're resisting, chances are we are not drinking enough, keeping ourselves well hydrated. And that is, I feel for you this month, that is like a big component of your self-care regime. So swimming in large bodies of water, if that's at all possible for you. Otherwise, bathing with Epsom salts, drinking lots of herbal teas and fresh water, pure water, and working with crystal energies as well. I'm feeling rose quartz for you, and green aventurine, or moss green agate is what they're also saying to me. I don't have any of those particular crystals around me. I have a bunch around me, but none of those at this time. So, and I also feel that you're being guided to perhaps document how you're feeling as you move through this time. So perhaps writing and journaling, conversations between you and creator. And perhaps if you've really got some deep-seated emotional baggage there, emotional pain that you haven't had a look at in a long time, perhaps a part of your healing process will be writing out, as if you're having a conversation with the person who perhaps you felt had harmed you or caused you harm or caused you pain in the past, particularly as a child, because the sacral chakra, the space between the hips, is developed between the age of 7 and 14. So if there was any sort of trauma, interference sexually, this is where that it usually happens, between birth and 14, and then it could continue on, obviously, but this is where the initial trauma happens. So the development stops. So, our emotional development is shut down in relation to the trauma experienced. And this is just ways that we as human beings cope with situations and things that perhaps we shouldn't have to just cope with. So I do feel working with crystals, writing, spending time around or in water is going to be incredibly supportive to you this month. And I keep coming back to that energy of Kuan Yin, who is really encouraging you to be gentle with yourself. You are in the process of growing, and growth is not always comfortable. And it's funny, I'll just show you this. Here is one of my prayer plants. And look at this leaf as it's coming out. It's like, it started in here and it's had to squeeze itself out here. And it's coming out as a tight leaf here. And it still hasn't unfurled yet. And then here, but it's slowly beginning to open up. And it's such a beautiful process to watch. I love witnessing the growth of my plants and day to day, checking in on them and seeing how they're doing. And this may support you also on your own personal path. Like we're, nurturing some houseplants. And I think that's why I was saying, I was feeling like bringing some cut flowers, fresh flowers into the house, or perhaps, if you're able to getting out and getting yourself a little plant to care for. And it really, through the caring of your plants, it really encourages and supports self-care as well. And it's very healing. At least I have found in my experience, caring for plants to be very healing. And I have a lot of them. I think I'm over 130 houseplants right now. So, okay, let's see. With the Angels, Gods, and Goddess Oracle. And for you here, Aries, we've got the God of the underworld. So for some of you, I feel like what's coming up this month, which is why Kuan Yin is right at the top of your reading, at the very beginning, what's coming up is old stuff. And I feel like you've been hiding from yourself even the depth of your emotion. And you may be doing that through addictive tendencies, whatever that may be. I mean, there are many things that as humans we become addicted to, and it's really just a way to not really have to feel what we feel or to deal with our own the depth of our emotion, the depth of our pain. And it's really critical that we do the work that we need to do. And also what I'm feeling with this is that you may be, especially if you're plugged into the mainstream narrative a whole lot, you may really be getting fired up and angry at what you're seeing, like this shadow energy that's coming to the surface right now. You may be getting mad at you may be feeling irritated at your fellow humans or whatever. This is a natural response, obviously. This is a natural response, and we usually respond from our experience. Our perception is based on what our experiences are. And again, if we are responding to things from a trauma place, and it's not that the trauma is, for many of us, we've moved beyond a time in our life where there was, trauma from outside influences. The trauma that we live with now is the mental body, the mental activity, the conversations that we have in our mind. The fact that you got this God of the underworld, I love him, quite honestly. And it says, what he says on here, something which no longer serves you is about to end. And this is by choice. You have the opportunity here to break a cycle. And perhaps a cycle that has been just repeating over and over on repeat throughout this whole lifetime, and in fact probably through many incarnations. And now is the opportunity. Now is your opportunity to transcend through the energy of unconditional love, to move beyond the pain. Because when we look at this guy, look at how lit up his third eye center is, even his human eyes. And what I'm really feeling from his eyes is this depth of compassion, as a similar intense energy through Kuan Yin and the God of the underworld here. So really, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're experiencing, whatever's coming up for you, become the observer. So without judgment, without criticism, without, that's mostly it they're saying, without judgment and without criticism, observe and respond with care and compassion. First and foremost, it's always about the way you care for yourself, the way you nurture yourself, the way you speak to yourself. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, we certainly can't we can't take care of and nurture anyone else. It all begins within, and it all begins within the way that we relate to and care for ourselves. And self-care is a sacred practice. And, we have an opportunity, you have an opportunity at this time to birthday seasons, rebirth seasons are always an opportunity to reflect, to reevaluate what's working, what's not working, and to release and renew. And then, and then the cycle continues, right? But hopefully with each cycle that passes, we are expanding beyond where we have previously been. So this is a beautiful time for you, Aries. So let's see what animal spirit guide is working with you, Aries, for the month of April 2020. If you're interested in working with me, I am offering soul messages for the month of April for $55 and intuitive energy sessions, intuitive energy checkups and intuitive energy sessions. And those are for $77. So these are great, offered at a great discount, and they're incredibly helpful to support you on your path forward. This is all about, everything I do is about personal empowerment. And that's what we're here to do, support one another, encourage, and empower one another. So if you're interested in any of those services, you can find all the details in the comments below, and you can reach out to me via email, or you can simply send your exchange via PayPal, and there is a link in the banner above this page. So the animal guide you got is frog, and this is perfect because frog's all about purification. right? Frog is very much this water energy, purifying, cleansing. And so this is a great opportunity. I feel like this great big spring cleaning, this purge that's happening. And as you purge, as you cleanse, this is a time of rebirth. And this is an incredibly healing time for you. And Frog really wants to be that guide to help you navigate your emotions, navigate your own emotional waters. And this is also what I'm hearing is also a really good time to reevaluate how you're nurturing yourself. Like, what are you ingesting? And it's not just like the food you eat, but I am feeling really guided towards like what you're eating, what you're drinking, what you are taking in from the outside, like what you watch on TV, what you're reading, this kind of stuff. It feels like this is a time for a complete overhaul, to move into a more softer way of being, and to know that you are safe in being, in living from your heart. You don't have to hide it. You don't have to hide it with this bravado, the tough one. Nothing bugs me. And yet, maybe popping off here and there. So clearly things are affecting you, right? So let's see what the guidebook says. This is from The Animal Spirit, The Wild Unknown Animal Spirit by Kim Kranz. And so Frog, let's see, Frog. The message is clearing, cleansing, and healing. So perfect. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months of life entirely within this healing element, then emerges to rest on the land. But no matter how earthly the frog becomes, its need for cleansing and rejuvenation is regular. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished. So it's vital that such sensitive creatures practice self-care. This card serves as a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive, and release. Time to dive in. Frogs aren't meant to carry a heavy load. So when in balance, frog energy is clear energy, and it has an enthusiasm for life. When out of balance, depleted, running on empty. To bring into balance, lake, river, oceans, or boathouse or bathhouse. It says bathhouse. So that's perfect. That was everything that was already said. Frogs also tend to absorb negativity from the environment, like toxins from the environment, which is why I was really feeling it's important for you to cleanse your home space, cleanse your mental space, and to really, and your home space as well being your physical body. Like, what are you putting in and how are you being impacted by it? Is it elevating your vibration, or is it weakening, depleting your energy? So really becoming aware of that during the month of April, Aries. And one more heart and soul message from your higher self as eternally connected to source. Let's see, for Aries for the month of April, a message of love and support from your higher self. So here is what the beautiful card looks like. And what I'm feeling when I connect with this is like, honor your truth. This month is really a month supporting you in realigning with your own personal power, which is your beautiful, beautiful heart. And knowing that you are guided and supported as you begin to make changes, as you begin to perhaps face things and look at things that you haven't in quite some time. Know that you are eternally loved and supported. And what you are doing here is really important in your eternal soul, that aspect of you that lives beyond the physical. And once the physical has served, once the physical body has died, it's the part of you that leaves with you. It's your soul. And so your eternal soul really thanks you for all the work that you're doing to elevate yourself in this lifetime, to rise above what may not have been ideal circumstances and situations in your life, to come to this point where you are fully aware that you are responsible for your life moving forward. and you really, all you need to do is show yourself some care and compassion. The message on here is, through the power of love, all shall unfold in the most perfect way for all concerned. This card is a blessing from an angel who is here to reassure you that all is well. There's no need to worry. All is bathed in a sea of divine love. That's so hilarious that we get the reference to bathing and sea here in the final message as well. So I cannot stress for you enough, Aries, how important it is for you to spend time in and around water, even if it's just your bathtub, and to drink lots of water. Know that you are loved and supported as you move through the month of April. Know that I'm here to support you. So if there's any way that you feel that I can be of additional support to you, please do not hesitate to reach out. Have yourselves a very beautiful April, and take some time this month to celebrate you, Aries. I see you, I feel you, I love you. Thank you. Oh, and don't forget, give me a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, and if you haven't yet, please do subscribe. I greatly appreciate your support, and it truly helps me to continue to expand and rise. So thank you so much. Shine on, Aries. Shine on.